yelling myself hoarse on this radio every day. It's just the weather dumps on us frequently here, and maybe my transmission doesn't get through. I don't know.
I can't understand one word of what you say, Willard.
It's all going swell, sir.
Get the bit up! Get it out!
Turn it off! Off! Hey! Switch it off!
Think you better come and check out Site 2. So what about this?
Blown through it. Found more meteorite.
Nah, something a little younger than that.
Oh no! Billy!
I don't want you to set that explosive, do you hear me? I do not want you to set that explosive!
Wretched pyros. This place is a busy history.
Oh, welcome in, Calypsis. Why are you called removed? Welcome in. How are you doing? You didn't see that one coming, did you? Hope you're doing good and welcome in everyone. I am doing a little bit of stream because when I was analyzing, obviously I was rewatching the trailer for the remasters like 100 times. So I was curious, how does that all go in line? Like, oh, okay, that's great. Well, I was just rewatching the remaster, you know, the comparisons that were showing in... I'm gonna pop in Craft Manor just to talk a little bit as an introduction. Nothing here has been remastered, so it's just gonna be classic Tomb Raider 3 house.
Welcome back to my humble
The thing I actually noticed that there was a lot of resemblances of how the remaster kind of takes on the updated graphics compared to what we saw in remaster attempt by Giovanni. And I was like, okay, they surely had to have talks how does this look like. They must have looked at the attempted remasters that we were looking at, like concept stuff. The remaster, as I said, from Giovanni, who's actually done an incredible job in actually making a proper tier 3 that it would look like a lot better but still retain its original aspects of it. And I was like, okay, this is definitely interesting, and it can't be a coincidence, right? It's hardly that you add the additional layer of foliage onto the floor texture in the foliage covered location in India and don't make that intentional. Like, this had to be... Yeah, I do think that he might have actually gave them, at the very least, they might have approached him and asked how did he do all this to, you know, integrate all that into the aesthetic and into the original engine, because this is still the original game, even though a lot of that stuff I would think that it would be quite reasonable to assume that he might have something to do with that. By the way, I was criticized of not putting a door or a switch here, but there isn't a fucking switch. This is a bloody wall to the dining room. There was no crossing to the dining room in Tier 3 house. And I was criticized about putting the switch a bit too far, or the button or something. I was like, what? This is literally a wall. You can't go to the dining room from the kitchen. But anyway, and you can't even go to the, you know, to the gym. Good morning, Nefbite. Welcome on in. How are you doing? Hope you're doing swell. It's a lovely morning on Sunday. Well, at least for us Europeans. And I decided to pop in with a little bit of Tomb Raider, because, you know, Tomb Raider 3.
With the walk button down. If a jump is too far for me, I can grab the ledge and save myself from a nasty fall.
Yeah, we know that, Lara. Thank you.
If I do a running jump, I can make a jump like that. No problem. Okay, this is a huge jump. So do a running jump exactly as before. Except while I'm in the air, press and hold the action button to make me grab the ledge.
It's a cool morning here. It's a quite warm, but it's not too hot. It's quite balanced, so to say.
Press forward and hold.
So I'm quite happy with the way the temperature works today.
But press right, and I'll shimmy sideways until there is room. Well done. If there's a long drop, and I don't want to.
Yeah, I have noticed that Giovanni actually went like off the grid. He's not talking. I have followed his account, and he's not exactly talking. So I'm wondering if he has not had anything to do with the aesthetics or some of the technicalities of the remaster. It would have been actually splendid if they actually even talked to Dean.
Then press and hold the action button so I'm up onto it. Now looking up, you'll see some monkey bars. These look like fun.
Yeah, sure. And I think it would have been awful waste if his heavy work, because he has done some heavy lifting on this, to actually make this work the way it does. So I think it's fair to assume that he might have had something to do with it. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. It's not like I have any contact with
Push forward and hold down the sprint button. When I reach the white line, press the jump button and I'll perform a diving roll. Okay, fancy a swim?
Also fancy a swim. So yeah, I do have a feeling that this can't be an accident. This can't be a coincidence. It had to be planned in some way. They had to do something that just made it happen the way it does, because it does look like it's just overlaying stuff on top of the original language of the game, of the visual language of the game. So it had to be something done to it. So I definitely felt like, yeah, something's behind the scenes. We don't know it yet, but yeah, Giovanni has gone quiet ever since he's published his remaster, and I'm thinking, what if Asper actually reached out when the deal was signed?
I walk. Hold down the walk button and walk to the white line.
Yes, thank you, Lara. Yeah, it is too similar. It just feels like they definitely took this approach not by accident. Jesus, look at these textures completely misaligned, and they didn't give a fuck, did they? What? Oh, okay. You could go a little bit farther. Fine. I'm gonna pop up a new game, and I'm gonna dive into India straight away. Yeah, I do have a feeling like the aesthetics of this, even though they're not exactly the same, they're not in the exact same spots, they do seem to be not an accident. Although I have to say his great work on the skybox of Theo 3 India is just something else. It's just so bloody brilliant. It looks so fucking good. I can't. It's just, I could stare at this for hours. It's so good. I could just look at this and over. Everything really, even the added geometry behind, so it suggests that, you know, there is something behind and there's a path that she might have taken, but obviously she's not going back there. It's just so fucking good. You know, I always thought that when I hear about the remaster, I'm going to be excited for Tomb Raider 1. But in all honesty, I think I'm a bit more hyped for Tomb Raider 3. I know, I am a Tomb Raider 4 nerd, and my religion is Tomb Raider 4. But we're not getting Tomb Raider 4 yet, if we're getting that one at all. And yeah, until that actually happens. Yeah, I was reading a comment. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But it just feels weird that he's the only person that haven't been talking about the remaster ever since it came out. Yeah, that's a remake. That's not a remaster, Nev. You're absolutely right. And I didn't want Spyro treatment. I mean, I wanted the Spyro treatment in terms that the game received a re-release, but I didn't want the same aesthetics or the same engine. The problem with replicating the unique qualities of Tomb Raider, the classics, is that it's really hard to replicate the same formula in the modern languages of the engines, because the modern engines just don't give you the same opportunities. Like, they just they are just doing like service of serving the same game. Like, you do the same stuff, but in Tomb Raider Classics, the engine, the environment was as much as important the way it interacted as Lara herself. So placing Lara in just a pretty environment that looks like this, but it doesn't behave in a similar manner, because the beauty of Tomb Raider was trying to find out the way. You have to find out the path. You couldn't just, you know, run through. There were traps, there were mechanisms, there were enemies and stuff to take into the account. The slippery slopes, the falling blocks that you could walk onto, everything. You know, you had to figure out what you can stand on, what you can use, and what is absolutely forbidden to interact with because it's gonna kill you. Those are blatant remakes. They are faithful remakes, but the game has been remade from ground up. It's not an overlay or any sort of like new layer of visuals. You know, I would treat it's funny because Tomb Raider Legend is kind of like a remaster and remake of its own self, because the basic graphics and the next gen is literally just a shaded overlay over Lara's model and everything else. So yeah, I would not call Spyro a remaster. It's a blatant remake that is going head to toe. It's taking the entire content of these original games, but it's not the same thing. Oh, hey there, Squid for a Quid. And welcome in, American. Thank you for joining and welcoming in. I also like this. I don't know how he did it, because that literally is a 3D thing underneath, but you can see the water is actually going somewhere. I don't know how he did that, but it's just... Oh, it's Marge! Good to see you, Marge! How are you doing? I haven't seen you in Laurie's stream for that matter. What has been done with you? What have you been doing all this time? Have you taken a break from Twitch altogether? Which is perfectly understandable. The place has turned a bit abysmal. Hence I'm here. I mean, I don't mind watching other people's streams, but I just wouldn't want to stream myself. That's why I decided to make this little move. You are taking a break. Well, that's good. And don't ask me why I'm seeing... Oh, that's weird, but I saw your response on stream chat rather than the chat I have on my end, but that's just whatever. But it's good to see you. And the break is totally fair, to be honest. I honestly have completely moved away from streaming on Twitch. I rarely have the time to actually stream myself at all, so with my dog's health and everything, it's just like... Oh, really? I'm talking about the fan who made this, actually. Well, it's just a speculation, but what I'm going to show you, if you look at the trailer of Tomb Raider 3's segments of the remasters that's just been announced this week, you can notice that there's a secondary layer of foliage, which is quite resembling of what we have here, actually. Yeah, the stuff that they've added into the remaster kind of gets different height of the geometry, but I do feel like they must have at least reached out to Giovanni, who's actually made this particular remaster attempt of India, and literally just at least asked how can this be achieved without writing a completely new game engine. Because if we are getting and I think the same edition is going to be played in India. In Tomb Raider 1, probably, hopefully, Tomb Raider 2 as well. Oh, well, glad you joined, and I'm glad that I'm actually popping up somewhere for a change, because it's not a popular place to watch streams in the first place. So I'm glad that you actually run into my stream. Oh, I love how they even remade and remastered these graphics and those kind of statues. I would call them statues, although I don't know. Very good at words of particular names of architecture elements. So if anyone knows a proper word, please throw it at me. I just don't know. Yeah, and I do hope that these elements are just going to be applied to all three games, because Tomb Raider 2 has some locations with foliage. Not a lot of them. There are no jungle settings, but Tomb Raider 2 Gold has a forest there, and there is a lot of that. So I do hope that we are going to get some nice environmental elements that will just, be the additional lineage of sparkle added on top of the high quality textures. Because, in all honesty, those kinds of elements are definitely needed there, because if they're aiming... Monkey, can you not rape me? Thank you. I'm uninterested. Lara's here for the treasure, not for the fun. I mean, Well, that's the thing. I think that there is at least heavy inspiration of Giovanni's remaster attempt for this game. He had a majority of the South Pacific remastered. He never released it, but I'm wondering if he didn't want to redo and standardize the way things look here in India and in South Pacific before he releases it. So I'm not sure if it's going to be ignored. I do have a strong suspicion that he might have had something to do with this. Yeah, I do hope to see Lost Artifact in high quality glory, and seeing Lara in all these costumes that we get in Tomb Raider 3 Gold. I just can't wait for that. Bad kitty, goodbye. So yeah, if you ask me, I'm all up for it, and yeah. Your cards eat before you do. Well, that's my standard life. For 6 years, I haven't touched a grain of food before my dog did, for the most part. So, yeah, he usually gets his breakfast first. But then again, I barely eat breakfast at all, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, there are a lot of common elements. Look at this. This has a different layers of height, so I do think that, and this is a similar parallax or whatever this is called, effect, that they've added the same thing to the remaster, so it's gonna be quite interesting to compare. I rate teams for breakfast. Well, today I am, apparently. Yeah, I was definitely happy to see that they've put FMV Lara model into these remasters, into the gameplay at moments, because Yeah, I mean, I don't mind a model like this, where Lara looks like this, even though she has higher texturing. I don't mind that, because this looks really good, but, you know, it's still just very polygonal, and if they want to have two visual aspects of this remaster, so you get both a high definition version and the standard version, so you can go back to the aesthetics of the originals. Yeah, the FMV model definitely was something straight out of the Uncanny Valley. That Lara, I mean, they were trying to tweak her a bit, and I think she kind of started to look better around Tomb Raider 3, maybe. But the model in the gameplay of this remaster looks absolutely amazing. And you know what I'm thinking? I think that indicates that they are going probably to remaster or like remake the FMVs as well, because for one, they will not hold up consistently to the visuals of the game, because now the game is going to look better inside. I mean, to a degree, because Lara's model is just going to look a little bit more detailed than the FMV, and I think it's just a perfect opportunity to like remake them. I'm just worried about the audio, because if they remake them, I would wish that they kept the original audio, and maybe you will just have the original FMV audio playing in the background, but the new FMV is going to be in the HD version, so when you're playing the standard version, you will still have the OG FMVs. So the sound... Oh yeah, that's true. Although I have seen an attempted remaster model in-game of the 1986 Lara, so when she's like 16 years old. In-game that looked not as bad as she does in the FMVs. Yeah, definitely that model. Oh god, it definitely needed... It's weird because in Tomb Raider 4, the FMV model of Lara, adult Lara, was perfectly fine. I don't know what prompted them to make that dreadful, scary face teenager thingy, because that is absolutely just disturbing on the highest levels. Yeah, the in-game cutscenes are also a thing. Is she still gonna just bob her head? I'm very curious about that. No, he actually did them in the engine. He just retextured everything in them. You're gonna see that. He kept the original cutscenes. Yeah, I was wondering, because that would be technically possible now, wouldn't it? I don't know, I wish they would add some facial movement, because like the head bobbing was good in Tomb Raider 1 and 2. In 3 it kind of started to look really, really weird, and I'm glad that they kind of fixed that in Tomb Raider 4. Oh yeah, the sold out versions, oh my god, those were of Uncanny Valley as well. They were stripped of everything that made that game good. I didn't like these sold out, and they were working they were unstable. I don't know, they have castrated them with a lot of stuff, and everyone was surprised that they're not working properly, like, Jesus. Yeah, it was 101 how not to do stuff like that, like how not to release a game. Yeah, I do have a feeling that we saw early footage and that the remasters are definitely getting still something of a work in progress thing. Yeah, they could give them moving mouths at least if it's too difficult to like make an entire cutscene and embedded it into the game language. I mean, I don't think it should be difficult. Like they just swap a different texture, different type of cutscene with a slightly different tag. I don't know. I don't think it's something of an impossibility, but I just realized that I've done things out of order. I should have come here at the very last moment when I've already opened the door ahead and I don't have to go back all the way. But yeah, that's just me being too focused on talking and not too focused on gaming. I'm surprised I haven't died yet. Yeah, but I'm just so curious how this is going to look like in terms of the cutscenes, the FMVs. Yeah, we could get a tier 4 moving mouths, and that would be calling it a day. I mean, in the high quality models, I don't think it. Although, you know, how many heads would you have to swap in to make those facial expressions and mouth moves actually look properly and not creepy? Yeah, it is possible. I mean, we still don't exactly know how they've achieved this. The fact that it's gonna be having the same geometry of the environment, but like 60 FPS, because this engine never supported 60 FPS, and nothing can be done in terms of making it work in 60 FPS. So I'm just curious, how is it achieved? Whether they've duplicated the engine somehow and I've just made a clear and clean version of it that allows to a lot of stuff that wasn't possible then. Yeah, Lost Artifact. A lot of people just never had access to it. I have access because the Polish publisher, which was Senega, they're no longer the publisher for Tomb Raider, so I'm wondering who's going to do that next. If Amazon is going to just do it here for themselves, or I don't know. But yeah, everything was under Senega, and they've actually made a very decent package of all Tomb Raiders after Underworld was released, and way before. It was around 2010 or 11, and it had all of the golds. It had Tomb Raider 1 gold, 2 gold, and Lost Artifact. And they were official, they were on a disc, so this was pre-Steam version, this had no connotations to Steam. I still have those discs. Only problem is they don't have a CD drive or DVD reader, so I can't quite use it, but, you know, I still have the legal copy of Lost Artifact, but it wasn't obtainable as a separate thing, hasn't it? It just wasn't done. I can hear you roaring there. Are you Randy and Rory? Because you're roaring. Evil meanie. They do, but have they actually found the AOG code? Or maybe they've just, I don't know, imported the geometry and just duplicated the the engine capabilities. You know, it's not inconceivable. I mean, people who are doing 10, they've built the Tomb Raider engine 10 from scratch without actually relying on the original text, and pretty much Lara controls the same way, with some minor improvements that are still a subject that can be changed and modified by hand. I'm really curious. This is, until we see more and know more, it's just big speculation on our part, but I'm still absolutely fascinated on the technicalities of this. I didn't tell you to climb, bitch. Yeah, they might have access to a lot of stuff. Yeah, the stuff we've seen, I am all for it. So I have absolutely no objections to the shape of this project. I'm all up for it. I love the model. I love the lighting. I love the lighting effects. I love the retexture of the environment. I did love that everything was a texture. You remember that scene where Lara's running in the balcony? That was a corridor behind glass in Tomb Raider 2 Venice. And that was not a texture. The glass, the railings, the metal railings upon which the glass was actually embedded into was actually three-dimensional. So I am up for it because they're not doing it just a silly slap. You know, they're just going to slap high HD textures and call it a day. They've actually gone an extra mile of adding stuff like that. The fully three-dimensional bridges with three-dimensional robes, not just a flat texture, not just a retexture of the object. They are doing a really, really competent job from a technical standpoint. I'm all up for it. And yeah, you know, the way it's shaping, the way it's looking right now, I have absolutely no objections. No concerns really so far. I just wanted to see the water. I don't think they've shown any segment of underwater or the water surface. And I'm just wondering if it's because they are still looking under the tech, maybe doing something like an open Lara visual. You know, it's doable. It's not a very heavy effect, even for platforms like Nintendo Switch, and whether they're just replacing textures and they didn't want to like show it right now because they were not ready, because they were like figuring out how to properly animate them to look better. We don't know. Oh, the Shiva statues look absolutely amazing, and I did like the way the Xian warriors looked like. That was really, really good. Because it had a very three-dimensional face and it looked really well. It looked like a Chinese mythical warrior thing. It definitely had a proper feel to it. So yeah. So I'm very optimistic. I'm actually very much surprised, but you know, at the very least, I think the effort that was done by Giovanni here for this remaster attempt, even if it's never going to see the light of day, I think if he wasn't contacted, if he wasn't encouraged to share his vision and like at least technical aspects to what he's done to it, I do hope that at least his job served as an inspiration, because it does feel like they have looked into those kinds of projects, checking whether or not they can actually be made to look the right way. So I'm very curious about that. Very interested. So I just can't. Oh yeah, imagine remastered Sophia. Yeah, definitely. I want to see her too. I want to see Tony the Spider at the very end of Tomb Raider 3. How he's going to look like, because that is, well, he's absolutely appalling in Tomb Raider 3, but that was an intentional design. I'm just wondering if he's going to look the same way. Will they just do a retexture will the model be, you know, because the wolves, like the enemies, definitely received more than just a retexture. They looked like the models were not just put together out of joints, but actually more three-dimensional in a way, so, you know, we won't know until we actually see him, but I'm very curious how it was done. I do hope so, but, you know, wondering how. I am very curious still. I'm using the operative word here is curious. I am not raising concerns, I'm just curious, how are we gonna do, how are they gonna do Tomb Raider 1 Atlantis? Because, you know, all those fleshy bits is definitely from horror. They've not limited themselves with the age rating, because if I saw correctly, it had a mature rating, which is kind of funny for a game that has aesthetics of something for teens. But I guess all those spikes and the nude boobed ladies in Tomb Raider 3 definitely not something to share with kids, so I totally get that. And Lara being skewered on spikes, and, you know, I wonder if they're gonna add any gruesome deaths, or will they just keep the animations like that? They said that there's animated blood, so I wonder how that's gonna look like. Sorry about the audio though, Tomb Raider 3 has never performed well on my laptop. For whatever reason, the audio is getting glitched at times, and it just, I don't know what's causing it. I've done various reinstalls and I really don't know how to overcome this, so I just stopped trying. Yeah, the reflection of the fire here is just, it's such a subtle detail and you sometimes overlook it, but yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, they wouldn't impale her in all the anniversary games because the rating, and they wanted to keep it like 12 or 16. So yeah, they definitely were looking for a remaster that, you know, looks faithful, and I do hope that they just kept all those deaths. I'm wondering about the blood, because there was also mentioning of why is this mature, because there's animated blood or something. And I'm curious how that blood is gonna look like. Jesus, this ladder. Look at the ladder. Like, it looks so freaking good. You know, it loses its triangular... Oh, actually, it's not a triangle. He actually changed the entire thing. Oh, I haven't noticed that before. Were there any blood sprites? I haven't seen any. I might have overlooked them. I'm definitely gonna rewatch it again, because, like, I'm rewatching this quite regularly. But yeah, I'm just very curious. How is that gonna look? I do love these elephant statue, or like vision. I don't know how to call them, but the texturing here, Jesus. I would normally ask Giovanni if I could reuse these textures in 10, because I wanted to do India, but I don't think I have the courage to reach out to him and see if he would allow to reuse of these textures, or whether he considered like sharing them publicly to tier league builders. Oh yeah, I know you've beta tested. I would love to have these textures, because I had an idea of Tomb Raider 3 jungle level, nothing of a remake, because I do like to do self-contained smaller stories, but I'm very curious if you would mind it. Bad kitty, ball of fur. Stop pouncing around when I want to go out. What a dick. Okay. I can kiss my ass, a piece of fur. Speaking of fur, I was watching Steve of War's. Yeah, that is Calypsis. The removed person is actually Calypsis. Sorry for outing you. You're not gonna hide here. I did notice that when Steve of War was actually doing his overview of these trailers this week, he did notice something, that the fur on Lara's jacket in Tomb Raider 2, the bomber jacket that she has in the icy levels in Tibet, that they were actually, the fur on it was actually 3D, it wasn't just a flat texture. And I'm all for it because I love that kind of details. The new model just keeps on giving. I can't wait to see more on Lara's catsuit in London. And Tomb Raider 3 Antarctica, because I do love it. And it also has some fur, if I remember correctly. I just want to see that done properly, so I just can't wait to see those costumes. And there's a South Pacific costume where she has a variation of a classic outfit. I'm very curious how this is going to look like. And just, there's so much to hope for and to look forward to. Honestly, I just stopped caring. Oh, this uncanny thing. I just stopped caring about everything else. Honestly, I don't care what they're going to do with original ideas for the continued reunification. I just don't care. I'm just happy we're going to get this remaster, and I could just play it to death. I just don't care for anything.
Hello? Hello?
What? What do you want from me now?
Nothing that taxing. Are you alright?
Well, if you'd all stop, I might be just fine. Just 100%. Just go!
If you'd all stop, who are you talking about?
All you, hundreds of you, talking and chattering and breaking my brain up.
Well, I'm not quite sure where you're coming from, but I just want to know about the Infada artifact. In the temple up there.
Voodoo magic and all, huh? I don't touch this stuff myself.
It's not voodoo.
Yeah, they do have thumbs. They do have kind of like fingers.
Randy and Rory.
Randy and Rory? Where? What do you...
He got an interesting lip work.
They're staying put in that temple. I told them not to. I warned them first. Not doing much now, I doubt, under half a ton of mudslide. Me. I'm leaving.
He even gave the bottom to the box, which is really great.
Rooted enough rot into me. I'd offer the same advice to you, but you don't seem like the type to take it. To care if I said you're gonna die.
Trying to work out his reflection in his glasses.
Yeah, die.
I do like the texture of her ponytail. It looks so good. Love this little detail. Look at the notebook. It kind of is like a notebook slash passport. So she's like putting entries. So peculiar man Tony and his colleagues Randy and Rory are also here in the jungle. Though it seems Tony believes the other two men didn't make it safely inside of the temple, possibly from a mudslide caused by all this rainfall. Why they said aren't here for the sightseeing? I suspect they might be after the same thing, the Infada artifact. So this is, yeah, you wrote them. Oh, that's a good job. I do like those little entries. I noticed them initially and I was like, wow. Excuse me. It does look like a braid with this texture. Absolutely, I love that way. Hello, Mr. Snake. Go away. Bad snake. I mean, I normally would have cut through the trees because there's a shortcut for it. But I would lose a few map packs. I do like to collect all the pickups that are available for a location. The loudness of the game is fine for you guys. You know, it's not too quiet. Oh, I love that little detail, this route here. You know, Calypsis, you're working on your jungle part too. If you added a route like that, I would completely fine with those underground tunnels then. Now, if you could add stuff like that. Oh, hello, Snake. I'm not interested, thank you. I'm not buying your venom, thank you. Goodbye. Yeah, that route is just that little bit of detail that makes it believable that there could be a tunnel, you know, dug by something, or just, you know. Oh yeah, totally. I love that kind of thing. I like to think about what the character is thinking at that particular moment, so I'm totally up for it. I do stuff like that when I think of my fanfiction stuff, so I totally know what you meant by the thought process. For whatever reason, they want to kill me now, but it's funny, I haven't touched a single monkey in the first level. I ignored them all, and now they're just, I don't know, maybe because Lara steals that key from the last monkey, they all turn on her, I don't know. Yeah. Anal beads, Jesus. Oh my god, yeah, that oh shit, I wanted to jump. Jesus, what the fuck am I doing? Fuck off, bad fish. This is not the feeding season. Lara is not here as your food. Thank you. Oh, Switch isn't here. Why am I coming here? I panicked. I panicked from the fish. Stupid fucking piranhas. There we go, nice and easy. Almost painless. Someone theorized they're more aggressive since you're closer to the Infada artifact. Ooh. Well, I'm at least glad they didn't come up with an idea to mutate them because of the closest of the Infada artifact. We know that the artifact has created some sort of mutation, so I'm glad that the monkeys didn't mutate into something horrendously big and terrifying. Is there ammo there? I can't remember and I can't see because the texture is so high quality. Nope. I saw it now. Go away from me, you stupid monkey. I don't want to kill you. Although maybe I should start. God, in the previous level I haven't killed anything but the tigers. A few Tony the tigers, and now I'm infested with a bloody group of monkeys I don't want to fight with. Yeah, I like that theory myself, actually. No, back to it. Back to the start if you want to make your best time. Safest way to get down without taking any unnecessary damage. Well, if you wanted the war, you're gonna get it. I do like that he made this look more like mud, you know, a leftover from the mudslide, so this definitely is an improvement. I wonder how they're going to translate that into the language of Tomb Raider 3. We haven't seen any parts of the mudslide area from Tier 3 that was in the remake in the trailer, so I'm very curious how that's going to look like. Jesus, these monkeys are extremely aggressive. Maybe it's mating season and they feel that she's a female. Side effects of the entire stone may include uncontrollable rage. Please consult your doctor before applying. What I find cool about Invader Stone clearly didn't bring the Kali statues to life. Those are actually statues that somehow come to life and influenced by the stone. It is a thought. I never thought they might actually have any influence of the stone, especially that, you know, apparently the Invader Stone somehow gave you power, but it didn't give you, so to speak, uncontrollable aggression. I mean, Tony just went loons, but he gained incredible power from it. I love this waterfall texture. It's so much better than what they gave the weird thing. This definitely looks more like water. Something spooky in that jungle indeed. Yep. Absolutely. Oh shit. Oh fuck. That wasn't intended. Jesus, I should have saved, but I just felt so confident about this segment. Now I'm gonna make up my... Oh, actually, no. Actually, no, because you can't go back there. Go away, monkey. Oh, I should have killed you now. Piss off. Jesus, what pests. Yeah, I know. You're selling venom. I don't want any. Goodbye. No, there was a current that brought me out of here. I couldn't go back. Oh, really? I don't. Well, too late for that. I'm not gonna back that way. Just gonna make my way around. Now that everything's open, it's just gonna be fast. Just gonna wait for those bastards to go away. Okay, I'll remember that for the next time I'll be doing this, because I always thought that this sync was going through the entirety. Okay. Yeah, Tier 3 being nice to play, it is an unheard of event. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Lodsgate, I would not have such quarrel with Tomb Raider 3 and its difficulty. But Lodsgate kind of ruins it for me. I have no issues with Nevada, even though it has a lot of absurdity. I have no issues with South Pacific. Minus those stupid natives with those stupid darts that poison you. But yeah, overall, I think it's not. It's just that My biggest issue with Tier 3 is that the story is very pretext based. There's a lot of unsaid stuff, and Tomb Raider 2, despite having a very little cutscenes and very few bad monkey, you're gonna die, you little bitch. Despite, you know, everything, Tomb Raider 3 lacks the polish of the story actually being told. Because environmentally they're not doing a lot of good storytelling. But when it comes to, like, Tomb Raider 2 did proper storytelling environmentally. Oh, you stupid cunt. Evil meanie snake. Well, I'm not healing. Tomb Raider 3, screw you. Yeah, that's literally it. That is a fact. It's a thing you can't deny. Oh god, randomizer. Oh yeah, the cold meter in Antarctica, and it actually randomized it for you. Yeah, well that's the thing. In Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 2 tells a story without using many words, and I like that. Tomb Raider 3 has a lot more nuance to it, but it doesn't explain everything. So that's my only issue, you know. It's my only issue with Tomb Raider 3 that it doesn't tell the story well. Right in the fucking back. Oh, bitch. I do love that it's stony now. It's not just black. Now it looks like it's cracked stone. They were holding bananas. Oh my god. That's a combination. Oh yeah, Tier 3 definitely did the FMVs a lot better. Taking the annoying part first. And it's supposed to kill me? Oh, why don't you just fucking grab the ladder? Thank you. I'm most generous. Oh, you meant my statue. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, it does give you damage. I mean, it doesn't kill you. It just had so low damage back then that it literally killed me. But it's still a great detail, you know, that the statue falling on you can actually cause you harm, you know. Bye, bitch. You're not poisoning me today. Right. So let's go here. Oh golly, I hate this part so much. I do hope they're going to replace the sounds for those little things. I hate the sound of it. It just drills into your head. Right, I'm still going for the secret though. Just love how she passes through little spikes. Hi, Miney. I didn't like that belly button. I'm glad they didn't keep it because it was a bit too much. I don't know who came up with that idea. She never ever had anything indicated to be there, and they just put it there like it's fine. I was not fine with it, and I'm glad that they didn't keep it for the model in the remaster. I think it was a bit obnoxious. Nothing that was... Yeah, it was so 90s. It was so 90s it was already early 2000s, a bit too early, and it just didn't sit with me well. I haven't noticed it initially until someone actually pointed it out, but I still didn't like it. I don't think it's necessary. That's why I'm glad that the Tier 3 model from Nevada doesn't actually have that in the remaster. Because I would have not been okay with it. By the way, the covers are nicely retextured. That actually looks like a proper snake. What the fuck are you doing, Lara? Why did you speed up? I was pressing... Oh my god. Glad I didn't get poisoned by those stupid darts. Christ. That was a close one. I pressed sprint. Because I was pressing crouch at the same time and it chose sprint. Imagine getting caught on something in the jungle. Yeah. Hey, the boobed statues are looking differently now. I haven't noticed that, but they have been remade, reinvented, so to speak. Oh yeah, after a few months, it's definitely going to feel fresh and new. Yeah, I'm definitely not touching Tier 3 after a playthrough like today. I'm definitely not planning to play the entirety of the game today. I might go to Nevada because I actually need some point of reference. Because I had an idea to make a Nevada-inspired level. It might actually happen in Nevada in the very least. A completely different location, but slightly connected to Tomb Raider 3, but not definitely. Oh, the monkey drowned. Well, I like the detail that when the water gets filled into that room, the monkey actually drowns. That is a very nice detail. Yeesh. That's a very nice effect on the floor. I know it's not a texture, it's Probably an imported geometric, but it looks so good. Alright, no more monkeys. All Hallows? You mean the end level that's bonus level for Tomb Raider 3 All Secrets? I can imagine. I don't think he hasn't played anything that isn't connected to Tomb Raider 3, but I might be wrong. It all looks so good. And you know what I noticed as well is that even if the textures are repeated, they're not as repeatedly boring to the eyes than they did in the original. This is a huge improvement. The way this looks here now. Wrong direction, we're leaving through here. I wonder why they put this block here. They want to prevent the monkeys to follow you in case you don't kill them, or the monster not to follow you. It's pushed another block. DJ Full loves that, doesn't he? Well, yeah, All Hallows is kind of like an unfinished level which they tossed in like a bonus, but they didn't have anything to do with it, so they just, you know, they just put it there for like shits and giggles, but it doesn't have anything happening there a lot. I think I once just used all save secret, all secret save. I use it to just load into the All Hallows level at the end of the game, and just I remember it was very dark, like 203 London is usually in those locations. I wasn't very aware how to change the gamma because I wasn't very good in English then, so I just didn't investigate this properly. I just remember it was quite dull visually, and I just didn't play it for too long. No, I wish they cut Lodsgate instead of All Hallows. Lodsgate is still the worst level in the Tomb Raider history. I would definitely rather ditch that one than anything else. How do you know the crouch roll? Oh, you mean better be re-included? Yeah, that's true. I would want that because, I mean, yeah, I guess Tomb Raider 1 and 2 aren't going to give her abilities that she didn't have there, so climbing will not be a thing on walls in Tomb Raider 1 Remaster. Last time I played Lodsgate, somehow skipped the entire Sphinx section. I don't even know how. Yeah, you can totally skip that. Seriously, you landed on it, you bitch. The fuck is going on here? Why is Lara being a bitch? That is my map pack, you're not touching it. Oh yeah, the item showing in the corner of the screen. Yep. Oh, I actually didn't take a lot of damage. Shockingly so. And now the monkey's body's gonna float. You float too. Yeah, they did promise a lot of quality of life updates. I do hope that crowd troll and stuff like that will be included. I won't mind, really. I can imagine these textures shining nicely with proper bump mapping applied in Tomb Raider 10 engine. It does a lot of wonderful things for the visuals, especially underwater and with the flare lighting. By the way, is there a way to get down here without taking damage? Because it feels like you don't have much options here. Going down that ladder, you still get damage at the very bottom, so jumping down is gonna bump her up, bump her to the head, so just get that one pixel of health lost, which I'm not particularly fond of. I press the action button, cunt. Grab. Thank you. It would be kind of embarrassing if they didn't bring those quality of life elements, but maybe they didn't. You never know. They might have want to keep the original feel to it and quality of life. I mean, there is also mentioning of updated and original analog stick or D-pad controls. So I'm wondering if the control scheme is going to be slightly updated for the remastered version. You can swap between the original and the remaster one. Would be nice. That's true, especially that they're going to be compatible in 4K, so yeah, like, glorious pixels, here we come. I wonder if there's going to be an option to have the billionaire filtering that just removes those pixels of the textures and smooths them down, or will they be like PS1 experience? I could use the PC style, honestly. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like the pixels, although the retro feel is also welcome recently. Even TRLs have actually started to implement the pixelated visual, so it might not be as opposed to it as it would have been a few years ago. No, no blocking on the door, Lara. Please don't. I came from the wrong side. Don't remember. Oh, hey there, 13th. Doing good, and more happy Sunday. Oh golly. That was better than I thought it was. Which level doesn't look gorgeous? In this version, everything looks gorgeous. Even Blocky Lara looks absolutely amazing. I'm saying that without any sarcasm at all. I mean, to a degree, you're probably right, but I'm still just used to the filtered graphics, you know, because I used to play all those games on the PC and not on PS1. I actually never played anything on the PS1. I've never seen a PS1 unit in my life that's operative. I've never played any PS1 game. It's just that's something I've never had contact with. So I have no nostalgia for PS1, and its visuals just a bit ugh to me, but you know, I get that. I mean, I don't hate it. I do like that. For instance, like, well, Delca's releasing his levels lately. They're all pixelated, and I don't mind that at all. I think that retro feel aesthetic is quite nice. But you know, I'm just like, eh. If you can avoid it, if it's not necessity, if it's an option, then I'm fine. If it's an option to make it pixelated, I'm all up for it. But if it's not, I would like to have a choice in that department. God, these monkeys must be rabid because they were crazy going at me. Should there be a med pack pickup? Or am I completely losing my mind? Okay, maybe I was wrong. Guys, give me a sec. My dog needs a bit of attention. He's not feeling well. I'm just gonna give him something for his stomach. BRB. I'm just gonna leave the game running. I'm just gonna mute myself. So, BRB. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. My dog just needed some pills. His stomach is quite upset. He's dealing with some stomach issues on permanent basis for like months now, and it's just sometimes being a bit of a burden for him. Not much I can do for that. Yeah, I don't know. If he's gonna be constantly comfortable, if there's no way to like deal with it, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because this is starting to really become a burden for him most of all. I don't really care about that too much. But yeah. Now these walls look a million times better than what they did originally, and even if they have repeating patterns, they're not as annoying as they used to be. Oh, that's right, Elysium Calypsis is under removed name account. I don't know why, but he chose himself the most inconspicuous username for YouTube. By the way, this week is 1 week since I've released my last Tomb Raider level editor game done in Tomb Engine 10. Tomb Raider The Pandora's Box. It's available on the trcustoms.org, and I've received already 5 reviews, and it's already been downloaded over 500 times, which is probably faster to receive it than my Rough Manor level, which is like insane. Oh shit. That was too early, was it? I wasn't ready for a boss fight, you bitch! Right, we're gonna do this way. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. And fuck off. Bad meanie bitch. Oh no, the loss of you on the internet would have been... That would have been a great loss. I don't want to hear about it. Don't do it. It's a bad call. Yeah, I was amazed because like Minecraft Manor from May reached 700 downloads since it was released to this day, and it's been out since May, and Pandora's Box has been only a week out, not even fully, because it's going to be a few hours until it's fully a week, and it already has a better response to it than Rough Manor did. So I'm like, wow, how did this happen? Shotgun is always better. Him at the sword. Kali statues look amazing here. They kind of resemble what they look like in the remaster, so that does feel like there was definitely some inspiration here. I do like that. I do like that they're keeping up with what fans would prefer, not what they would think. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel. The Craft Manor Revised, yeah, it was mine. I released it like back in May, and I released an update a month back after they released the fog update, so I just reworked some elements. I'm still thinking about like getting back to it, but I still wanted to add one more area to it.
No.
Shut up, Lara, and put the sword in. Why did she choose the wrong one? I have no clue. I already figured out about adding a new treasure locations to the special vault, which is going to be invoking Pandora's Box Adventure. I do want the Craft Manor to maybe serve as a hub from which all those adventures can be launched off. I'm not sure. This is a thing in progress. I'm still thinking about it, but for now I just don't know. Don't have the know-how how to achieve all this. So I'm just keeping them separated until they can just have nods to one another. But for the time being, I'm not gonna like be doing any revolutionary things with it. So yeah. I will be honoured, I've seen 2 people stream it so far, and I've seen a couple of YouTube videos. Dogged obviously made a walkthrough, a very good one by the way. He's very thorough in his playthroughs. I've seen a Spanish stream, I don't remember the name. He has a very complicated username, so I couldn't remember it. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the way Pandora's Box actually plays through. No, I don't think so. I think they're just going to remaster what that was given. I think they're just going to keep in line with what was with the original. I do have a feeling they don't want to reinvent the wheel, sorry. They don't want to reinvent the wheel. They want to overdo it by adding just too much to it. I just have that sort of feeling like this is a very well thought through project that they want to do justice to without, you know, adding too much. Because with remastering something that is a cult classic, there's this element of adding just a little bit too much. You can add, for Tomb Raider remasters, you can add grass, trees, foliage stuff, but if you start adding too much into what is fan favorite and add the way it was, then I think it's just going to be too much. And what is interesting is that they actually spoke of, I think they spoke of the Lara's treasure room, but also like they're going to make an additional treasure room in Craft Manor where you can collect some stuff. I don't know, maybe the secrets will be somehow combined with some sort of artifact that you can display. I'm not sure about that, but it's quite an interesting take. I want to see how that pans out, but I don't think that's going to be like something really revolutionary. I don't think they want to redo it or overdo it to an extent. I just have that hunch, so to speak. Yeah, that's the thing. They can't add too much if they want to keep with the original, and they said they do. And secondly, if you want to be able to swap between the original aesthetic of these games and the new one, they can't add stuff to it because it's just, you know, it's gonna be done sloppily. It will stand out in the basic graphics. Unless, you know, it's just going to be something that you can access in the reimagined graphics, you know. That, I don't know. I really have no clue. Alright, we've swapped off the current off, so that should be enough to get the key, and we can get the hell out of this temple. I like this cutscene, it's so funny. Yeah, that's what I think as well. Like there were secret levels like All Hallows and the Nightmare in Vegas. Yeah, we were wondering about that before you came. Like, are they going to implement the Tomb Raider 4 treatment? Or is this going to be something else completely? Will they just remake the textures and objects and entire cutscenes? Will they be remaking the FMVs, or will they keep them in line? I think there's going to be two types of FMVs. If you're going to be playing the remaster, you can swap to the classic view, so you're going to have the original. Yeah, I'm very happy about the gold levels. Especially Lost Artifact. I think it's one of my favorite of these gold levels. Just as expected, Tony's is also after the artifact, and it seems he may have already found it. Judging by the blue stone lodged in his chest, it seems the Infada stone does indeed hold supernatural abilities after seeing what Tony did from that raft. Not entirely. What? I'm not leaving without that stone. However, it seems it might have found just the ride to catch up to him. Yeah, I love these entries. I'm never gonna have something like that. The only thing I wish is that there was a way to, like, you know, in the stash where Lara finds her pistols, you find all the stuff that you had upon reaching Nevada's first level ending. I'm thinking there is a way to keep the track of that, so her stuff can be restored. So you just continue from there on with all the gadgets and weapons you had. Well, it was a thing that they've put in the original game, so I wouldn't argue if they removed it. I mean, if they kept it, so they removed all your weapons. But on the other hand, I do see that point as valid, because you will not be able to regain a lot of stuff until like the last level, and not all of it is going to be reclaimable. Or, you know, they might actually add a placement of some objects. You know, they might just add a gun here, another gun there in the secret or something, so you can technically reclaim them a bit later on after the second level of Nevada, where you reclaim your weapons. I don't know. There are multiple ways they can go around it, and if they're already dealing with the game code, I think it's fair to think that this is something doable, and they can actually look into this and just make it right. Okay. Prepare yourselves to see me die a lot. See, first death. I pressed jump and she didn't jump. It does, but it's not something, you know, unworkable. You can work it in later. I just think that it's doable without actually, you know, making her defenseless. But I do really another thing why I did. Oh shit! That have never happened to me before. I'm too focused on talking. One thing that I dislike about the segment where she's completely defenseless is that she needs to rely on the strong male guys that are, you know, another prisoners in that high security compound. You know, it just kind of takes away how would you say, independence from Lara. Yeah, she needs a big strong man to take down those guards, because she's like, he's beating me with a stick, and she's unable to defend herself. It's like, what the fuck? They should, I mean, yeah, if you introduce something like that and you try to still make a badass lady, and you want to take away her weapons, which are like the only way of defense, and you need to figure out a different way. What I would do in Tomb Raider 3 is make a set of traps to which you can lure these guards, trap them in them, or like even hurt these guys, you know. So you turn on the fire somewhere, you turn on a trapdoor, and he falls down to his death, and then she can claim her weapons. The fact that they just went to the easiest way and they introduced these brutes that are, you know, just they need to beat these guards to death. It's just like, what the hell kind of moment. I'm not liking that element. That's one thing that I kind of hated in Tomb Raider 3 the most, is that they took away Lara's independence and contingency. She suddenly needs to rely on strong men to actually get out of the oppression, and I don't like Lara being put in the role of a damsel in distress, and needs to like run to the guys who are trapped there and say, help me, I don't have my weapons, so I'm completely useless, you know. It irks me so bad, like I can't even express it probably. So if that one thing could have been overworked, I would have been up for it, but I don't think that that's something changeable at this point in the game. Someone can just reimagine that, but I don't think it's something doable right now, especially in the context of the remaster. What the fuck are you doing, you stupid cow? I never told you to fucking move forward. Jesus. You fucking called the fucking poison. And I wanted to do this without using any med packs. Jesus. I wanted to see how many med packs can you collect throughout the India levels. And I don't think there is a... Oh wait, there is. Yeah, there should have been more of this. If they added more of that, I would have been fine with her losing her weapons, but it's just one moment, and it's because the area is too far away from those prisoners, and they just can't get there in time, and you just can't wait, so they just did that from practical reasons more than anything. So I would like that to be done properly, like give Lara more, a bit more to do, you know, so you can work it out. And it could have been doable, like introducing a lot of traps that could have been unique to the area. The way this cord is moving about is just, oh my god. Well, you know, it's just me and my whining. I don't have to be right about this. Just something I thought that would have made more sense and would have given Lara the credit for what she is, being a badass. Yeah, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you fall to your death? You know what? The underworld track in the courtyard that Calypsis is actually inspired by. That kind of feels like this track. Bad Burby. Aren't you supposed to be like dead meat eater, not something that flies and attacks? Not exactly bird of prey. Rude. There you go, and that was the worst part because jumping over those chasms on one square wide block is just unthinkable. So Cancer, here we come. Oh shit, that was a very, very, very lucky one. Oh, I didn't notice this texture before. I like that. Seems cheap, but I do like it. It looks very, very well done. And high quality, I just love these textures. And up we go. You know, India is probably my favorite level. I'm just a sucker for jungle settings. So if you give me a game where everything happens in the jungle, I'm gonna be up for it. The more foliage, the better. I can't say I fancy a bird like this. That was a miscalculated jump. Sorry, Laura. I didn't want to break your neck. Or maybe just a little. Anyway, where are we in the terms of picking up the stuff from below? I'm not done yet. These snakes are so overly dramatic when they die. It's like, oh, ah, ooh, ah, I'm dying. Oh no, the horror, and it's dead. Like, hello, are you just a snake? Stop being dramatic. You're not playing in a soap opera. I'm gonna save after this. Drama Queen snakes. Yep, that's pretty much what they are. Now see, there is something wrong with that jump, and I found a way to do it correctly, which was the last time I was here. The best way to do it is to drop off this ledge, climb, roll, and then do a running jump. For whatever reasons, it gives you that little edge that you don't get from a normal running jump, and I don't know why. Oh, enjoy your lunch, 13. Thank you for being here. And we have a secret. God, I can't wait. I want it to be February already. Thank goodness there are other games coming out before then, so I'll be busy, you know, because otherwise there would have been very, very unhappy little man-child, without being able to, you know, play those remasters already now, today, because good knows. There are no new games that are worth looking into at the moment, not too many anyway. But I'm very discerning for the better. Assassin's Creed Mirage starts to look a lot more promising than Valhalla did. I mean, Valhalla wasn't bad, but it was bloated with shit that I didn't care for. Like, a lot of side activities that make no sense, that didn't do anything for the story, but they were just there as a filler content and a grind material. So you just grind those points that you're going to be awarded after finishing, but it adds absolutely nothing, has no value to the story, to the character, nothing. So I'm pretty much happy that Mirage looks like it's going to achieve a lot more than Valhalla ever did. Sleeping monkey, standing sleeping monkey. Oh my god, I'll be vibing to this music. I love that music. By the way, the sky is better now. more like sunrise in the first level. Now it's a little bit more like middle of the day. I love this. It's a little bit of detail, but it gives you the thought of a passage of the day. You know, just have something to drink one moment. With all that water, I'm thirsty. Yeah, doesn't it feed birds in this fucking country? Yeah, he did make it a lot better. It does feel like it's sunlight, not just, you know, a light bulb that's been placed in here and there. It's definitely feeling more like sun. I found a secret, and I think it's the last one. Shut up. No. Oh, I missed one then, I think. Oh no, I thought it's gonna be an old secrets run. Not going to be because I don't know what I missed. Oh, I know. The very first secret that's in the very beginning of the level, Jesus. Well, the thing is, he has been very vocal about Tomb Raider 3 remasters. In general, remasters overall. He was one of the most passionate people that you can find on the internet outside of Calypso's over Tomb Raider 3 and having it properly remastered. And you know, we finally get an official set of remasters. And Giovanni is quiet. And I'm thinking, is it me, or did he just get hired and he can't speak about it, so he's keeping silent, you know? I'm just wondering, because a lot of the stuff that I saw for at least Tomb Raider 3 and 1 was like use similar techniques that he used for this one. And I'm wondering, it can't be a coincidence. At the very least, they might have approached him and asked him for permission. Or at least asked him about the technicalities of how he achieved it. Because why else would this be so... Oh my god. Why would this be so reminiscent of his update? You know, it is suspicious. It does feel like he was the most vocal person about it. Yeah, he went quiet a while ago. And it's also weird because it's been a couple of months and he was updating us quite regularly about that he's still working on the remaster. Now there's nothing. His social media is quiet. And I'm just curious whether this is a coincidence or is it not. Because it might as well be that he has just been... Yeah, I love the Nevada. That was the last update I think about Nevada. I loved it. I just... You know, the Nevada outside of... Jesus fucking Christ, you stupid fucking snake. I hate you. I hate your guts, you fucking stupid walking... Ugh. Make me lose a mad pack, stupid piece of shit. I forgot it was there. I haven't played Tomb Raider 3 in a while, so it's just... Ugh. feel so insulted by the game. Evil snack. Yeah, Haze Nevada progress was probably the one thing I was hoping for the most, because Nevada is my second favorite level in this game, and I think it's second level only because it has those uncanny elements that I spoke about earlier. So Lara being dependent on a strong maiden prisoner to, you know, fight the gods, because God forbid she can do something when she hasn't have her weapons on her. And I'm like, Jesus, can't you just, I don't know, push them, invent a trap, do something? But visually, the language of Tier 3 Nevada, it does not require a single cutscene, and doesn't actually have one. Except maybe for the one that they find her after the stunt. And it's still just, the visual storytelling is just well enough made that you don't really care. You don't need the story, because it just, everything tells itself. She is aware that the item, the relic, was taken for study at Area 51 because someone sold it to FBI or whoever else, or some other thing. You can just think that this was logical within the confines of the storyline and just go hell with it. But it was probably the one place that had a very monotonous theme, because those purple yellow stone walls are kind of like very repetitive, plus the porridge instead of the swamp, it's just like could have been done better. So you're hoping for better, and then, you know, Giovanni comes, he introduces his idea for a remaster, which is absolutely mesmerizing, and he achieves the impossible of making the most appealing visually version of a remaster without actually reinventing the wheel, altering the original too much. Which is all I ever cared for a remaster, really. I don't need anything revolutionary. I don't need it to be done on Unreal 4 or 5 and make it look, you know, the graphics, the bells and whistles that, you know, you have today. It's just not necessary. So I'm definitely up for the shape that these remasters official remasters are going to have. It just fits like a glove to me. And Lara's model and the visuals and the fact that you can toggle between the original version and the remake, it's just so good, so perfect. I couldn't have asked and hoped for more, or for anything better for that. Yeah, you don't have, and yeah, oh my god, yeah, these ports were just like stuff of nightmares, and I haven't really cared for those remakes anyway. Or remasters, or whatever you call them. I don't know what to call the GTA thing, because it's like a little monster. It's an atrocity. It's something you shouldn't ever do. GTA says hi. Yeah. No, I run in circles. Yeah, the GTA remaster. I mean, I've seen only gameplay of it, and I was like, Christ on a stick, who allowed this to even exist? Okay, that's the first time in years I'm actually lost in this stupid labyrinth, and I knew exactly where to go. Okay, I'm running in circles. This is where I'm supposed to go, isn't it? Yep, that's where I'm supposed to go. Yeah, the GTA remasters. I saw the rain. I saw the lighting effects. It was just so plain bad. It wasn't just, oh, it's a matter of taste or it's a matter of aesthetics. No, it was a matter of actually doing it wrong. I can't believe that they allowed this to even happen. Like, a game franchise that is trying so hard to like invoke quality and. Okay, let's not die. Yes. Bye, Rock. Not Dwayne. Here we are. I'm really surprised they didn't introduce a secret here, but I'm not gonna care. What's so funny, Tony? The fact that you're a lunatic, or the fact that you're an idiot? With a trinket in your chest. There we go. Oh, welcome back. Just in time for me to defeat the mean evil Tony and his little trick of fires. Well, there's the last we see of the remastered segments. Feast your eyes because we're about to leave. Nothing. There was some claims I saw to which Ed was responding that everyone was paid for the work, so he doesn't understand why they're not being released. They were supposed to be. Initially, they said that they're going to release them with some updates or something, and that update never came. I mean, there were having some updates in Reloaded, but they've never actually tackled any of the voices. They've never reintroduced or introduced those voices. I don't know if they've ever been in there, but yeah, there's nothing on that topic. There's nothing ever been said. Crystal is very quiet about that because they're not really touching that. The Onoma or whatever team was doing that has been dissolved. It was a great loss. I think it was very stupid to acquire something just to close it down, but I guess Embracer doesn't care for the mobile market, but they still wanted to retain the brands associated with it, so they just closed it down. There is some internal team that is looking after this, but technical state of Reloaded is abysmal at best because it just constantly becomes a bitch to play.
I don't want to be misrepresented by that retarded researcher you've just been with.
Lara.
I'm Dr. Willard. I'd come to converse with Tony myself, but I saw you were doing a rather more creditable job, I think. Indeed, I'm inspired. I'd like to offer you other work.
What? Shoot the breeze with some of your other boys? No thanks.
Fortunately, they were the only lab rats we let loose into the field. No. My request is for 3 other artifacts like this.
The Infada tribe only had one artifact of this type. It's unique. Anyway, what would your interest in it be?
I'll show you. It's not from India, rather an island near Antarctica. It is in fact meteorite rock that has been fashioned and used by Polynesians who once settled there many, many years ago. See that? That's unique. An unknown material.
So how did it end up here?
Formed from the planets, sculpted by Polynesians, distributed by goons. Our excavations have led us to
HD voices leaked? I don't know anything about them.
on the
1834.
This voyage is getting too boring for me to go on with this journal. Me adventures at sea are an embarrassment. The only tales I'll have to tell are hours of bird watching, picking and pressing flowers, following them blasphemous ideas of the governor, Darwin. But this don't even concern me now. I just want food, something more than vegetable broth in me. Today we five have made a pact. The only sampling we're going to be doing is for meat. Pure, solid, blood-rich meat.
The snow's run out. The tracks have gone.
Just keep going. We're on its trail. There's something here.
Look, another one. What do you reckon they're worth then? Too late. There's only 4. None for you. Oh.
Well, if that's not blood, then I don't know what this is. And for whatever reason, this FMV cuts right here for me.
But he better say nothing about this.
The audio also glitches, so I'm just gonna cancel that. I don't know what hell's happening here, but maybe I should upload a high quality of them. Maybe they will work. I'm not sure. I haven't tried to meddle with FMVs, to be honest. Yeah, typical technical difficulties. Yeah, we're not going to London. We're not going to set. Oh, I love that HQ globe, by the way. I do hope that it's going to look like this, because let's be honest, the one we had in the original game kind of looked not very accurately representing Earth. This is a lot better. Like, wow, this is very detailed. This actually looks like a round globe, and yeah, just looks the way it should. And by the way, welcome in, Zachary. Not sure if I've seen you around today. I don't think I did, but yeah, thanks all the same for being here. I'm just gonna play a little bit because I'm not gonna play the entire game. I don't feel like doing an extremely long stream, but I did want to do the entirety of India. So I do love myself some India. I wonder if that save here, or I actually ruined the save I just reached to. Wondering where that save is leading. Oh, I literally saved at this point earlier on. I love how easily it turned out to change the climate. Like, the way this looks, you know, the shape of those rocks and everything, it just immediately invokes Nevada. Oh yeah, the graphic downgrades. Yeah, you see how easily you get used to the upgraded graphics. I just can't wait to play this properly in proper HQ. Oh, the porridge thing. Walking in porridge. You mean something for the next installment in Tomb Raider? Because South Africa, Israel, Norway, and Libya, and Uzbekistan, and not something that we've ever seen in Tomb Raider. You mean for the next installment or something? Just in general, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I would totally be up for a little bit of desert. I did love Syria in Rise of the Tomb Raider. That was the only segment I really loved, outside of a few icy caves because they looked really properly. But that was probably something I liked the most. I did love the deserty feel to Syria, and I was really disappointed. It was just like 5-10% of the game, and then they went to gloomy, cold, icy, boring, repetitive, brown locations of what they have interpreted as Siberia, which was not even close to Siberia visually or like geographically, because the Lake Svetloyar is not even close to Siberia, so they've really completely ruined it for me. But yeah, the Syria segment was something I loved dearly because the aesthetics of a desert and then, you know, ruins in rocks somewhere above or inside a desert area is just something I live for in Tomb Raider. We didn't have a lot of deserts in Tomb Raider, to be honest. Not something maybe too interesting, but it can be done properly. Like, I don't know, Assassin's Creed Origins did a very good looking desert areas. They felt, you know, vast, unending, and overwhelming, but they didn't feel boring, and I think it's completely doable. I do like the skybox here that you can see far away to those very distinct structures of those rocks. It does make you feel that you were in a very, very different climate. Even though these are Pacific Northwest up to British Columbia would be amazing to see too. Oh, I don't know which areas would be good for Tomb Raider over there. I'm not familiar with those areas, even aesthetically. Yeah, and they actually kept it quite consistent, the way that these rocks are looking in the distance, even on the very oh Jesus. I forgot about this, it scared me. Oh my god. Yeah, but these rocks standing up here like this, and the rocks in the distance, they do make it feel like you're in proper Nevada. It doesn't feel out of place, and coloristically, this area is very very fitting for the location. Yeah, but there isn't much for Lara to do there, is there? Like, there isn't anything you can search for unless Lara is starting to turn their focus from ancient stuff to recent history, but I think those are areas that are best explored maybe in different games. Tomb Raider, as globetrotting goes, usually went to places which are ancient. Definitely more fitting would be to, you know, to show places like these. Sorry, music, I killed the snake first, so No point. I would love Lara in an official story explore something Babylonian, you know? We haven't had anything from Mesopotamia, like, at all. In any official games, there was not even a mention of any Babylonian text or Babylonian myths. Anything, really. And I just would love that so much. You know, some, like, ancient abandoned city somewhere in the rocks, resembling Petra or, I don't know, something of these regions. It's definitely something lacking. The Central and East Asia was definitely very unexplored in Tomb Raider mythology, and it would have been cool. Yeah, we had that little rig in Shadow. It was, yeah, it was a very cool sequence, although it was kind of forced into the formula. It didn't really bring too much to it, if I have to be honest. I did love Shadow. Shadow was probably the best in the reboots, in my opinion. I can't understand how people might just completely overlook it and go after the superficial and very incorrect in every aspect Rise. 2013 was even better researched. Oh yeah, I always felt like this water just makes me want to go to a swimming pool and swim a little bit, because I just... yeah, it feels like I would love to have a swim like this. There's a lot of swimming in my custom level, but probably because I just love swimming so much in Tomb Raider, I just had to put it in there. I was actually thinking about making, as I said earlier, a Nevada-inspired location for the next Tomb Raider level editor that I will be thinking of making. But firstly, I just need to collect textures, assets, and objects to make sure that... excuse me, make sure that I'll have everything, every type of asset I might need for that. But I had an idea for like an abandoned hangar area, you know, something of formerly, you know, something explored in 1940s or 50s and abandoned ever since and lost and forgotten, and Lara would just hear about, oh, I forgot you don't grab here, stupid me. You know, it shows how long it's been since I played Tomb Raider 3 if I forget to do the essential thing of not grabbing the fucking ledge. 52, area 52 and a half. Kind of, you know, like, oh, just an inspiration. God, I missed the footprints here. I got used to the footprints ever since they've been restored in Tomb Raider 10 levels, so whenever she's walking on sand, oh for fuck's sake, gravel or mud, she's leaving footprints, and I'm like all for it. Ireland is probably one place I really never cared for in the classics. I didn't like the island execution in Chronicles. It felt very... what the fuck? I pressed the fucking jump button, you stupid lazy cow. I don't want to do this over and over. Come on, Lara, you can do this. Can she? No, apparently she now can't even jump to this stupid ledge. Oh my god, why do you do this? Lara Falula Croft, what the fuck are you doing? I don't know, it just felt rushed, and nothing explained the connections to the Irish folklore. If there was any, I don't know. Yeah, Island was kind of like very rushed. It felt like they didn't have the time to just, yeah. Why? Why the fuck did you not jump, you fucking cow? Yeah, it definitely felt more like Scotland, really. I'm going to fucking kill her on purpose because she's not doing what I'm asking her to do. And now we have a fucking bird that wants to eat me. Now she falls down to the water. I'm uninterested. Go away, you stupid vulture. Yeah, Lost Artifact definitely did a better job at showing the local feel to a location. Yes, totally. No one would have think that. No, not at all. Right, okay, so I need to go back here to pick up ammo. Oh, Jesus, why did she tilt? Why did you tilt for? Oh my god, Lara's so stubborn. I do like this costume for Lara. I do really love these blue pants and red shoelaces and those boots. Well, Survivor games, two of them actually used real stuff. 2013 and Shadow used real mythology and history. Rise of the Tomb Raider, the middle one, is a black sheep of them because they didn't think of anything from reality. They just made up the artifact. They made everything surrounding it, made up the location because the location is wrong. They just thought of a theme for the game first, so like survival cold. and that's it. And then they just tailored the world around it to fit that theme, even though it made no sense whatsoever. Because, like, as I said, the lake in which, underneath which the city of Katesh was actually supposedly sunken beneath, is not in Siberia. It's just 200 clicks from Moscow. It's in a flat area surrounded by forests. Not a single hill nor anything resembling a mountain is seen there. There are no glaciers. The lake is pretty deep, but it doesn't have anything in terms of, like, you know, ice and snow and anything. They just made up the entire location, called it Siberia, and called it a day. And that was boring and very uninspired to me. So I will still hate Rise for a lot of its aspects to this day because of that. But because I learned how to value some historical context into a Tomb Raider story. And they kept to that quite well for Legend Anniversary, a little bit less because it was just retelling of Tier 1. But Underworld, they went as far as researching the location. They went to Mexico. They went to Mexico to actually take reference photos and example stuff for textures and their overall aesthetic for Mexico level in Underworld, which was just one of 5 separate locations that were all around the world, because we had Thailand, we had England, we had Mediterranean, and there was the Norse stuff in Jan Mayen Island. So yeah, they had a lot of that, and well, they just went the lazy path. Including researching giant spiders. Well, I'm not sure about the giant spiders, but it was explained that the ether, the green, it was a more like blue substance that was used in the pools that created thralls, also might have influenced local fauna to, you know, to an extent of mutating them. Well, there are also giant spiders in Tomb Raider 2, so it's not like Underworld did that first. That was actually before it was anywhere in media. What the fuck are you doing, Lara? That was before the first Thor came out. That was before anything regarding the Norse was ever in video games. Because they didn't even touch that. There was no Thor. Ragnarok, there was no Thor. In other game franchises, it was very fresh. They didn't like duplicate something that was pre-existing. That came later. I don't know if they replaced it. It was just more like onion structure, you know. What I'm saying is that they kind of like, okay, so the Arthurian people surrounding Arthur, they've kind of interpreted certain things as something correct. Yeah, it was implied that Atlanteans were like the founding civilization, that other civilizations just would build upon the fragments of what they remembered from that time, from the Arthurian and pre-Arthurian times, where, you know, the ancient Atlanteans were like creating the first build up for a civilization before they, you know, got annihilated or just died out. Yeah. Yeah, Jan Mayen Island has some volcanic activity, and I was surprised that they didn't at least, you know, put like a lava sequence somewhere out there. They just were so focused on, oh my god, we have a blue goo and we have a nice texture for it, let's reuse it everywhere we can. And they reuse it for 3 levels straight, one after the other. There's no variety. You died. You fell into the blue goo. Now you're dead. It's just like, wow, very creative. Very creative indeed. Like, oh my god. What was stupid really is that they clearly said, I think the second half might have been a bit rushed. They were just running out of time, and a lot of things like invisible walls that you can climb onto, and you stand on nothingness, or something very, very small that's just like a half meter away. It was kind of like, what the fuck? So yeah, they're kind of like, I think only the finale level that was under Antarctica was kind of cool. Because you know, a city sunken beneath the water. It was literally just having its own, aesthetic and everything. Still think AOD is your favorite in terms of maximum myth building? Oh yeah, AOD definitely. Yes, I agree. That's one of the reasons why my last tier lead has elements from AOD, because I just love it so much. I couldn't help myself but just add a little bit of extra from base from AOD because I just love it so much. Yeah, I absolutely do love AOD myself. I played it religiously after it came out, so yeah. Yeah, morning is probably the best way to describe it. Well, nothing here to do yet. I'm not damaged, so no point in breaking up the story. No story, the triangle, the crystal. Jesus, I'm losing words. Yeah, AOD was definitely more intricate. They did butcher the original script a bit, and I think we've learned that from Murty lately, but I think the alterations and cuts were mostly due to, cuts in other aspects in other areas too, because it would have been too big game. I don't know, I didn't lack any emotional value or resonance from Lara in Angel of Darkness. I think she was pretty decently yeah, sorry, was just reading something I was sent to do on my mobile. No, I don't think vulnerability would have resonated well with AOD. She's traumatized, yes, but she managed to heal enough to be tough again. At least mentally. Here we are. I don't think it's a secret. Dad was right, the Nephilim are real. I do still like that area. It's not much, it's not big, but I do still like that area. No. I'm drowning, I forgot about the lever. Okay, let's go again. Let's pull the lever craft.
Pull the lever, Crunk.
Pretty much. Oh. God, they put these levers in the most inconspicuous places.
Right.
Yeah, I do like that cue, so I had to have it.
Come out wherever you are.
Uh-oh. That was a mistake. No! The current is too strong, is it? Damn it. Oh, right. Can still get out through here. Okay, forgot about this. Really, does it? I think the laugh is hilarious. A favorite level across the entire franchise? Oh my god, like... Wow, that's a tough one. Like, they cross the entirety of TR, like, including reboots, LAU, everything, ever? Oh, no, I don't think I can... I don't think I can name one. There's just too many of them. The entire franchise has so many levels that I would consider favorite, but I wouldn't be able to like, I don't know, make a list and grade them or anything. It's just not doable to me. I can't imagine of a level that I would have considered like, oh my god, that's my number one. I can tell you the most hated in the entire franchise, but I don't think that's gonna work. Favorite level. I mean, I don't know, I did like the Karnak levels in Tomb Raider Last Revelation. Then again, Cleopatra's Palaces are not far behind. Good lord, I could never name a singular level, no. I can give you a few names of levels that I really like in the original classics, or like in every game in the franchise, but probably Louvre Storm Drains, including Louvre and everything with it until Tomb of Ancients. It's probably one of my favorites in Angel of Darkness, but then again, I do love the Lost Domain at the very end with Eckhart's Lab. I do love the aquatic research area, which is very convoluted labyrinth with full of water, but I do love it because it has swimming in it. I love India and Nevada probably equally in Tomb Raider 3. I love the wreck levels in Tomb Raider 2, and that's probably it with Tomb Raider 2. I think Tomb Raider 2 has the least liked levels by me. The Great Wall is too bloated and has absolutely nothing in it. It's empty until you get into the traps, which is too much for a beginning level of a game. I genuinely dislike Tibet. I don't like... I mean, I would have liked Shan if it didn't have so many traps, which are just... No, Tomb Raider 2 has probably the least levels that I like. Outside of the Wreck of the Maria Doria, because it has swimming again, a lot of water. And I love sunken concept of sunken places. Like, you know, you can see through windows, the water outside and everything. That's great. I'm up for it. I'm all up for it. As to swimming, I think is the most unexplored element. I don't know if I could pick either. Yeah, maybe Crash Site from this one and San Francisco Folly. Oh no, I hate San Francisco Folly. I like segments of San Francisco Folly, the entirety of the level, no. It's an atrocity of a level. I don't like it. It's too long. It has very annoying locations to pick up secrets. No, that's a big no-no for me. Tomb Raider 1, Lost Valley, City of Kamoon, although I wanted to remake City of Kamoon for it to actually look like a city. Yeah, Tomb Raider Anniversary's version of San Francisco Folly, that's definitely better. First one is, yeah, it's tedious. Some locations have just no way of going but taking some annoying damage, especially if you're like going for no loads of metal secrets. Yeah, that's definitely something I didn't care for much. Yeah, Cleopatra's Palace is in Tomb Raider 4 because it's a beautiful location. I think they could have done a bit more to make it look like a palace rather than just a set of labyrinthine rooms joined together with a lot of traps and spikes. But I still think it's a beautiful location and has some nice intricate puzzles. Not too hard, not too easy. Just done right. I mean, I guess I like Tomb of Set and Burial Chambers just as much, but I think it's just the very beginning of the game, and the game later on blooms to even better quality. So obviously, something that feels a lot better than Tomb of Set and Burial Chambers. I didn't care for much through Key V5, the excavation Key V5, KV5. I don't know. Yeah, I was going to say Cleopatra's Palace were not a very safe location to live in, is it? Is it? I don't know. It could have done better. Another funny thing, Tomb Raider 3, paper flat wall of a silo of a building, and that's right, that's fine. I do that in Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider level editor game, and I get hit on the head. Just saying. I forgot I opened the lever over there. I'm just completely out of my ground. I forgot how to play Tomb Raider 3 badly. I press sprint. And I'm wondering why nothing's happening. Jesus. Why is she standing up? Like, I press sprint, you should stay. Wake up in the morning, you get breakfast, has to walk through 7 spike traps. Yeah, and then there's the ceiling choppers, the chopping, slicing blades, death beetles, harpies flying about. Yeah, that's a lovely place. So that's 5 stars out of 5. Yeah, except no. But yes, except no. I wouldn't say they even if they paid me to stay in a place like that. But I would love to see it in its full glory. It isn't known where the Cleopatra's Palace was really located, is it? I mean, yeah, I guess we know about the Royal Palace, but it's not like Alexandria was a capital for too long before then, so I don't think there's a lot of record from that period. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I decided to build like my Pandora's box a bit more functionally. I could have put spikes and traps and make it a cistern point 1.2 or something, or like 2.0, but it would have made it very annoying and tedious, and it still wouldn't retain a lot of its functional element aspect, so to speak. So I try to keep up with the potential realism. Did I not pull the lever? Hmm. Oh, that's not for it. Okay, then which lever was it? There we are.
Come out wherever you are.
Come on, get out. Did I find... Oh, I did. Damn it. Now it's time to shut off the electricity, which was here. Excuse me. As well as might use it now. God, I love that music. Dean just went overboard with it. Oh, wait. How about...
Pull the lever, punk.
Oh, don't mind if I help myself to that one. You know, a normal person doesn't survive that stunt.
You crazy geek freak. What kind of stunt is that to pull? Let's take her in.
She don't look much like one of them. Maybe she's an eco-terrorist or something.
And they wear hot pants, huh?
Yeah, she's not the best driver, is she? Even on the bloody quad. Right, well I can save here, but I need to fix myself something to eat, and I still wanted to do a few things before the later part of the day, so I think I'll call it a day here. Just chatting. Yeah, okay. I'm definitely planning to make a playthrough of my latest custom level, because I think I wanted to give a bit of a context. Why did I choose a particular thing? Why did I choose things the way they are in the game? I'm not sure if any of you have actually played it or seen it anyway. Still wanted to give people the courtesy of actually playing it first, so I'm still gonna wait a little bit for it. I'm still thinking about changing a few things, but I will just wait until I notice any reaction to it from the people. I think I have a save somewhere in the middle of it. More or less, close enough. Yeah, 10 definitely saves the location of where the track was playing, which I love. So there might be an update still coming in the next few days or weeks, so we'll decide if I see more playthroughs of it. Because I'm wondering if this key should be here or maybe later in the level, I don't know. But it's still something to think about. I found that the boxes are still a bit buggy, and I'm wondering if I shouldn't just leave them be and figure something else out. I don't know. I haven't made them that essential to the playthrough, so still just ditch them all together. There's one thing I wanted to check before I do like the AOD segment here that they've managed to pull off. And I noticed people liked it too, so there's definitely been a positive response to it. Oh, come on. I noticed people being very creative how to get to the upper level. I made it quite simple for myself, but apparently no one actually came to the idea that I actually gonna do a ledge jump to this. But I've seen people being very creative and die a lot at this point, which is kind of hilarious. But it's also very informative. That's why one of the reasons why I'm watching a lot of playthroughs on YouTube and on Twitch, because they give you an idea how people approach these kinds of traversal locations. So it gives me a lot of information for building in the future to maybe avoid stuff like that, or maybe think about it a little bit differently from a different approach, you know. Like for instance, a lot of people were too afraid to jump to this ledge, but you can grab it really well. So as long as you fit the right angles, you can still grab it. So you don't have to go all the way to from there to here, but you can just like speed it up. People also then figure out that you can just drop down here, which is an easier way to get down, and it's safe. And you end up exactly where you need it to be. So, you know, it's an information. You know, people have a different play style. They have a different approach to different play locations, and they just act differently. I find it very fascinating. That's one of the reasons why I also tend to play a lot of my other favorite games. Watch a lot of my favorite games played by different people for the first time. I do like seeing their reaction to the different things, how people perceive them, how they feel an area, a location, a place. It's also very informative, and I do like that aspect to it. I hope it's not too loud, by the way, the game itself. Yeah, so here is one area that I've noticed that has a bad texture, and I'm wondering if I picked it up before I released the updated version, because I saw people play the first version, which I have streamed. I just don't know if I have missed that little tiny detail. Put the camera here because it's getting very stuffy in here with the normal camera operation. So I fixed it with a fixed camera in a different location, so you can see what you're doing without being a bit crowded. I don't know why, but I always had an affinity for flooding locations. That concludes these dudes. Oh, hello. Isn't so hard. I haven't changed any of the enemies' health, so they are pretty much as default as they were. Didn't want to make them too hard. The skeletons are a bit tough because they constantly keep sitting on the side with their shield, so you have to hide your weapon for a while so they don't pick it up and they don't shield themselves from your shots. It breaks off after a few shots, but it takes time and ammunition, and this is the point where I saw the bug. Oh, it's still here, damn it. This texture should not be here. Dang it, gotta fix that and release an update. But just for one texture, releasing an entire update is a bit I'll have to think about it, but yeah. And it sucks that this thing snuck somehow in, and I was pretty sure there were no textures like that on the water surface. So I don't know what it's doing there, really. I don't usually use placeholder textures, I just texture the room and I just go along with it. Doesn't this place shine when it's full flooded? I do love how the textures are being brought up by the lighting of the water. Acoustics are making it look really stand out, which is something I live for. And I do love that we have the reverb that is applicable in the latest versions of all tier leads. I think NGLE also has that. Just brilliant. It just adds so much volume and substance to the area you're in. Anyway, I think I'm just going to finish up here, and I'm just going to pop out doing some food, because time for some food is in store, in order. So I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah, I'm very stoked and hyped for what the Tomb Raider remasters, the classics, are going to bring into the franchise. I do hope that they are going to be brought up to in consistent quality, because some of the areas were still looking work in progress, which is not concerning. They still have 5 months, and if they decided to showcase this with its current state right now, I think they are confident enough to know to do it right, to make it consistent in its own style and still faithful to the originals. So I'm pretty feeling safe about that. First of all, this is a very experienced team. The company has already made previous Tomb Raider ports. They are familiar with the classics engines. I think they even ported elements, or at least the game itself of the AOD, to Mac, so they are familiar with the engine of the older classic games. I am still hoping that it's just a one half of the entirety. So I'm really hoping that we're just going to see the entire classic games. Yeah, just a lot of hope for that. But yeah, there's a lot to look forward to. I'm definitely going to be watching for new trailers, teasers, playthroughs. I don't know. Hoping they're going to showcase a little bit more before the release, so we can be a bit more up to date with the shape of the project. So yeah, I'm very hopeful and I'm looking forward to it. And for what it's worth, I am really surprised positively that we are getting it. And yeah, I had a very weird feeling that Giovanni might have had something to do with the shape of the remaster, at least in some aspects. He might have served as an inspiration. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for being here, guys. Sorry, I'm just getting distracted by a message I received from my boyfriend. He's on the road again, and he's going to the US. I think Washington is the destination this time. But no, enough about that. Time to say goodbye for today, and I hope to maybe stream next weekend. I was thinking whether I'm going to do stream of a building because I haven't had anything substantial thought of yet. Or will I just be streaming a tier lead perhaps? I wanted to get back to that, and I had a few ideas of what to stream. I was thinking about starting again on the Smarter tier one. I would have to have started from the very beginning, but that's not something I am dreading because I think the game is solid in its own self and it's worth definitely replaying. So I just have half of Egypt left off, which I don't have the saves for. And the entirety of Atlantis, and I think I wanted to go gradually. Maybe I'll even download the newer version that has a little less enemies, though I did like the music from the original, so I'm not sure. I'm just have to think about it. There was this Tomb Raider 1 Redux as well, which I wanted to give a go. So there's a lot of stuff I wanted to play on stream with you guys, but I will just have to think about it. And it's, who's to say I'm gonna feel good to stream after the upcoming week, so we'll see. Anyway, if you've seen my messages, check my Discord and look at my socials and stay in touch, and I will be seeing you next time. Cheers, guys.